The Florida Thoroughbred Breeders and Owners Association and the Florida Department of Agriculture present Thoroughbred Week with John Henderson. Also presented by Adena Springs South, Daily Racing Form, Double Diamond Farm, Gulfstream Park, Jerry Parks Insurance Group, Ocala Breeders Sales Company, Tampa Bay Downs, and Woodford Thoroughbreds.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Thoroughbred Week, featuring Kentucky Derby prospects in the Grade 3 Lecomte Stakes and the California Derby, along with a stretch duel in the Sunshine Millions Classic. We begin with the Jazzle Stakes from Aqueduct. Kid Cruz, the 2-1 favorite. John Embrial has the call.
Majestic Affair with the lead over Day of Fury. They continue to run 1-2. Royal Posse now on the move in third as Stormin' Monarco drops back. Kid Cruz widest of all, then Lucky Lotto and Turco Bravo. And the field is coming for the top of the stretch. Majestic Affair is the one to catch, and Majestic Affair has opened up here. Majestic Affair's got a 4-length lead. Royal Posse, Kid Cruz chasing Majestic Affair, who is in front by 5 as they come down for the 16th pole. Then it's Royal Posse, Lucky Lotto, and Kid Cruz. It's Majestic Affair and Kendrick Carmouche in the Jazzle.
Majestic Affair, the front running winner by 3 1/4 lengths over Royal Posse. Kendrick Carmouche aboard the Keeneland Sales Graduate in 142 flat. A 2-time stakes winner sprinting last January, the Chad Brown trainee is now 2 for 2 around 2 turns after being put up on a DQ in an optional claimer over the track and trip in his latest. The 4-year-old gelding by Majestic Perfection was bred in Kentucky by Doug Oliver. Majestic Affair has earned $332,000 for Thomas Coleman and Doheny Racing Stable. Kendrick Carmouche with the Safe Ride of the Week, presented by Sally Horse Fans, the safest way to the winner's circle. To Oaklawn Park for the 5th season stakes, departing the 9-5 favorite. Here's the new voice of Oaklawn Park, Peter Aiello, with the call.
Inside half a mile away, they went an opening half mile in 48-1. Thoroughbred continues to shoulder the load. Departing has every opportunity, racing in second now, and C.J. McMahon just gave Street Strategy his cue. He's third, trying to gain ground. Raghib has an upset possibility, 25-1 and in range. 2 better than Smack, then down to the inside. It's incremental, and they're at the top of the stretch. Thoroughbred trying to do it all the way. Street Strategy on the outside, departing between horses, then Raghib inside the final furlong. On the inside, Thoroughbred refusing to yield, but McMahon and Street Strategy surging on the outside. Departing pins his ears between them. It's Departing. It's Street Strategy. It's Street Strategy.
5-2 second choice Street Strategy holds off Departing by a head while getting 3 pounds from the favorite. The winner under 119 pounds and C.J. McMahon in 143-3. Purchased privately by Randy Patterson last fall, the Randy Morse trainee was making his first start since finishing 7th in the Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile. The 5-year-old horse by Street Sense was bred in Kentucky by Glencrest Farm and Darley. A $30,000 Keeneland September yearling turned $425,000 OBS April 2-year-old. Street Strategy has earned nearly $283,000. For all your insurance needs, a specialist at Jerry Parks Insurance Group is there to assist you with 40 years of exceptional coverage. Look for Jerry Parks, John Cassie, or Kelly Weeks at the OBS Winter Mix Sale. To Fairgrounds for turf horses in the Grade 3 Colonel E.R. Bradley Handicap. Chocolate Ride, the 4-5 favorite. John G. Dooley has the call.
Half mile for Chocolate Ride. 48 and 2/5 seconds. It's Chocolate Ride as they round the far turn. Chocolate Ride continues to make the running here for Florent Giroux. Skyflight now being ridden to pick up. Hot Zapper to the inside, Flashlight. Roman Approval. Blarp's been switched out. Debaka. We come back to String King. And Potomac River last, under a quarter to go. 3/4, 1 minute 12 and 2/5 seconds. It's Chocolate Ride. Chocolate Ride coming down to the final furlong. Now Flashlight switched out. On the outside is Blarp. Roman Approval between horses staying on. Then Skyflight has dropped back past the 16th. Chocolate Ride holding them all at bay. Chocolate Ride has won the Colonel E.R. Bradley Handicap.
Odds-on favorite Chocolate Ride takes the field gate to wire to defeat Roman Approval by 3 parts of a length. A 1-2 finish by Keeneland Sales graduates. Florent Giroux, the winning rider, in 143-1. The former claimer is 5 for 6 over the Fairgrounds turf, including a pair of graded stakes last spring. The Brad Cox trainee won an optional claimer over the course and trip in his latest. The 6-year-old gelding by Candy Ride was bred in Kentucky by Brian Kahn. It was a $260,000 Keeneland September yearling. Whitworth Racing claimed the winner for $40,000 in November 2014. Chocolate Ride has earned $446,000. Watch Thoroughbred Week replays online at tbredweek.com.
Here comes Blame! Blame has won it ahead!
A photo finish that Blame got!
6 graded stakes wins, 3 Grade 1 victories, 9 consecutive 100-plus buyers. And now, Blame has sired graded stakes quality from his first crop. His first runners are stars at tracks across the country.
Oh, Onus, very impressive to win by 5.
Eclipse champion Blame at Claiborne Farm.
For nearly half a century, the Northern Dancer sire line has dominated thoroughbred breeding. Galileo has earned his place among the breed-shaping sires from that lineage.
They're into the stretch. Magician is trying to come late.
Now, his best son in North America
On the far outside, Magician.
will carry on the legacy.
And Magician runs down the fugue.
A Florida-bred. He is not just a racehorse. He is our heart. He is our toil and sweat. He soaks up the bright sunshine, becoming mighty and strong. He feasts on our abundant grass and drinks our mineral-rich water. He is a way of life, our champion. His excellence brings us chills as he competes, inspiring us to greatness. He is our purpose, our soul. He is a Florida-bred.
Combining the legacy of Kentucky with the fertile breeding ground of Florida, Woodford Thoroughbreds proudly introduces in 2014 Warfront's best son to stand at stud, multiple graded stakes winner, Sold Out, and juvenile Grade 1 winner of the Hopeful Stakes, Currency Swap. Woodford Thoroughbreds, where a new generation of horse racing excellence has begun.
Sunny Florida produces champions from start to finish. Florida produced Breeders' Cup Classic winner Mucho Macho Man. Florida is one of the premier breeding regions and training centers in the world. We are a leading prep center for Derby winners and contenders. We boast of premier veterinary research centers and 3 major racetracks. Florida has the largest 2-year-old in training sale in the world, selling horses 6 times annually. Florida is proudly represented by the Florida Thoroughbred Breeders and Owners Association. Sunny Florida produces champions from start to finish.
Welcome back to Thoroughbred Week with the Silver Bullet Day Stakes coming up in this segment. 3-year-old stakes action is presented by BC2A Paste. Reduce the likelihood of tying up with BC2A Paste. 3-year-old fillies on opening day at Oaklawn Park in the Dixie Belle Stakes. Durango, the 3-5 favorite. Peter Aiello has the call.
They pass the half mile and kick to the far turn. Marquee Miss puts ahead in front. Back to second now is toward the inside Alien Giant. Durango starts to make headway. Third now within 2.5 of the lead while continuing to progress. Long shot Go Lady J tries to keep her company. It's a stretch of 2 to Catalyst, warming to the task while 4 lengths off the pace. Then Above Fashion and Don't Boss Me, and they run to the top of the stretch. On the inside, it's still Marquee Miss shaking up for the drive and trying to cut the corner and go for more. Durango to the attack is second. Into the clear goes Catalyst. And on the far outside, it's Don't Boss Me. Through the final furlong, Marquee Miss shaken up for the drive by Channing Hill, responding to the challenge of Durango. And Marquee Miss is putting clear. Upsets continue on opening day at Oaklawn. It's 17-1. It's Marquee Miss in the Dixie Belle.
Long shot Marquee Miss by Pin Oak stud stallion Cowboy Cal takes the field gate to wire to defeat odds on favorite Durango by 2.5 lengths. Channing Hill aboard in 1:11-3. Winner of the Arlington, Washington Lassie First Asking, Marquee Miss finished off the board in her next 3 starts at 2. But the Ingrid Mason trainee is sharp in her 3-year-old debut. The filly was bred in Kentucky by David Jacobs. A $20,000 OBS June 2-year-old, Marquee Miss has earned nearly $105,000 for Joe Ragsdale. For Derby Dan Stallions, Jerseytown, Perfect Soul, and Tel Aviv, graded stakes winning or graded stakes producing mares are eligible to breed for free. Stakes winning or stakes producing mares are eligible to breed at half off the stud fee. The Breed Secure program is also available at a 50% discount in 2016. To Aqueduct for the Ruthless Stakes. After 4 scratches, only 3 challenged 1 to 20 favorite Constellation. Once again, here's Johnny Brielle.
Constellation by a clear length. Wave of Glory in second. Now Kalabaka moves up on the outside, and Mo Demore is down at the rail. Constellation gets clear by 2.5 lengths. Mo Demore into second. Kalabaka is alongside, and Wave of Glory is now back in fourth. And the field comes into the stretch. And it is Constellation now with a 5-length lead. Mo Demore, Kalabaka, farther back, it's Wave of Glory. Constellation pouring it on here. It's Constellation, and she was out of this world today. She wins the Ruthless by 8 or 9 lengths.
I'll make the official margin 10 lengths as Constellation rolls home over Kalabaka. Arad Ortiz Jr. up in 110-4. A first out maiden winner at Saratoga, the Steve Asmussen trainee went on to finish third in the Grade 1 Spinaway Stakes and second in the Grade 2 Matron Stakes before capping off her juvenile campaign with a victory in the Furlough Stakes over the track and trip. The filly by Bellamy Road was bred in Kentucky by Windstar Farm. It was a $155,000 Keeneland September yearling turned $800,000 OBS March 2-year-old. Constellation has earned nearly $275,000 for LNJ Foxwoods. Constellation paid the minimum $210 to win and is the Malone's favorite of the week, presented by Malone's, Lexington's favorite steakhouse. To Fairgrounds for 3-year-old fillies in the Silver Bullet Day Stakes. Stage Play, the 3 to 5 favorite. Once again, here's John G. Dooley.
They race up the backstretch. Midnight on O'Conney leads here for James Graham. Midnight on O'Conney with Lovable List right there tracking the leader at the 4.5. Stage Play third and close up. Annabelle moves up between fillies. Jet Black Magic, the Delta Princess champion, holds the rail with inside 4 furlongs to go. Then comes Northwest Tail, outside fillies, More Than Most trails in 7th. The half mile for Midnight on O'Conney. 47 4/5 seconds, 3 furlongs to go. Midnight on O'Conney between horses, Lovable List. Stage Play now gaining traction, and here she comes. Stage Play now comes to take on Midnight on O'Conney. Lovable List as they straighten. Jet Black Magic being asked to pick up. Switched out now. Then Northwest Tail. We trail back to Annabelle and More Than Most. Top of the stretch. 3/4, 1 minute 12 and 3/5 seconds. It's Stage Play. Stage Play has taken the lead here in the final furlong. It's Stage Play putting her best foot forward. Pulls clear from Midnight on O'Conney. Then Lovable List with Jet Black Magic vying for third. Well inside the final half furlong, it's Stage Play with a win on the wire in the Silver Bullet Day.
Odds-on favorite Stage Play defeats front-running Midnight on O'Conney by 1.25 lengths. A stakes double on the card for Florida-bred. Time of the race 1:43-3. A maiden winner on debut at Keeneland last fall, the Steve Asmussen trainee won the Ranks to Riches Stakes at Churchill Downs in her second start before wrapping up her 2-year-old season with a runner-up finish in the Grade 2 Goldenrod Stakes. The filly by Curlin was bred in Kentucky by her owner, Mike Rutherford. Stage Play has earned $213,000. Spendthrift Farm stallion Hampton Court, a record-setting Group 1 winning son of the great international sire of sires, Redude's Choice, is now available for inspection. Hampton Court has a tremendous stallion's pedigree and is being offered through Spendthrift Farm's Share the Upside program.
Some horses are so brilliant, they make you stop and take notice.
Fort Larden is giving way, it's cross traffic.
Some are bred on a perfect cross.
Then on the outside, it's Mucho Macho Man, Ron the Greek down toward the rail.
This horse has it all. Plus, traffic stopping good looks, cross traffic, unbridled songs, fastest son.
Cross traffic will take his place among the top handicap horses in the country.
In the business of breeding horses, timing is everything. Making ovulation more predictable, Sucromate Equine takes the guesswork out of scheduling breedings. Sucromate is the only FDA-approved Deslorelin product indicated for inducing ovulation within 48 hours of treatment. Sucromate is safe, reliable, and results from a large field-based study show Sucromate provides a higher ovulation rate than any other product. Streamline your breeding season with Sucromate Equine.
competitive edge. The winner by 4.5 lengths.
And embellished the lace has gone all the way in the Alabama. Run Happy has won the sprint. What a racehorse!
Don't you know Hail Marys are long shots? But even a long shot can be a winner. Like at Tampa Bay Downs. Because at Tampa Bay Downs, well, jockey?
At Tampa Bay Downs, you can have a lot of fun, maybe win a little money, watching the horses run.
Awesome. Grandstand admission is free on weekdays and only $2 on weekends. So you think you can catch a race or two?
Yeah, maybe a long shot will pay off for me.
Tampa Bay Downs. Live it up at the Downs.
Now a Florida Thoroughbred history moment. Founded in 1956, Ocala Stud is the oldest active thoroughbred farm in Florida and a pioneer in the thoroughbred industry. The landmark Ocala Stud's message is simply put, if you want a runner, look to Ocala Stud. Ocala Stud revolutionized the worldwide industry, creating 2-year-old in training sales. Now represented by the 3rd generation of the O'Farrell family, the farm's reputation as a top producer of thoroughbreds makes them a symbol of excellence. This has been a Florida Thoroughbred history moment.
Welcome back to Thoroughbred Week with the Grade 2 La Cañada Stakes coming up in this segment. We begin with 3-year-olds at Golden Gate in the California Derby. All About Action, the 8-5 favorite, Frank Miramati has the call.
Into the far turn they go. All About Action at the rail. Algernon. They've been stride for stride most of the journey with Frank Conversation stalking 3rd. Marcula is in 4th, 4 lengths off the lead. Mana Strike is now being worked upon, joined and passed by Canada. It's Algernon, Frank Conversation looming up with a dangerous 3-wide bid. All About Action hugs the rail. These 3 arrive at the top of the stretch, chased by Marcula. They're heading to the 8th pole. All About Action and Frank Conversation. Frank Conversation, though, is doing the better work under a hand ride from Mario Gutierrez. Marcula on the outside starts to chase him, but Frank Conversation in a dominant California Derby victory. He just crushed him.
5-2 second choice. Frank Conversation defeats 11-1 Marcula by 2.5 lengths. Mario Gutierrez aboard in 143-1. 3rd in the Grade 3 Cecil B. DeMille Stakes on turf, the Doug O'Neill trainee switched to the main track to finish 5th in the Grade 1 Los Alamitos Futurity. The colt by Quality Road was bred in Kentucky by Mark Keller. A $65,000 yearling and a $120,000 OBS March 2-year-old, Frank Conversation has earned $110,000 for Redham Racing. The Winning Connections teaming up for another prospect to join undefeated champion Nyquist on the Kentucky Derby Trail. DRF Breeding, home of the new sire-powered results tool. Access race results from North America. Visit drf.com/breeding for additional information. To Fairgrounds for 3-year-olds in the Grade 3 Lecomte Stakes. Mo Tom, the 2-1 favorite. John G. Dooley has the call.
The quarter in 23 and 3/5 seconds. They have 5 furlongs to go. It's Z Royal, leader of the pack. Z Royal out in front, leads by 1.5 lengths to Pinnacle Peak second. At the inside, Fish Trap Road third with Uncle Walter in 4th. Destin is 7 from the leader, Z Royal. Here's the half-mile pole. Mending Fences in the orange cap. Then comes Tom's Ready, who's still 10 from Z Royal. We come back to Mo Tom. The one well outpaced is Tarpon Bay Road. Half mile for Z Royal. 47 and 1/5 seconds on the far turn. It's Z Royal with 3 furlongs to go. Z Royal, Pinnacle Peak, now being ridden hard to assert at the 2.5. It's Z Royal still leading. Now, on the outside, here comes Tom's Ready, has the blinkers. Uncle Walter picking it up. Then toward the inside, Fish Trap Road under pressure. Mo Tom also gains ground now. Into the stretch with a quarter to go. 3/4, 1:12 and 2/5 seconds. Z Royal just clings on Uncle Walter. Here's Tom's Ready, and Mo Tom charging down the center of the track. Pinnacle Peak is 5th, final 16th. It's Tom's Ready and Mo Tom. Tom's Ready and Mo Tom. A GNB Racing 1-2. It's Mo Tom and Corey Lattery.
Favored Mo Tom by Coolmore American Stallion Uncle Mo. Closest strongly to defeat Tom's Ready by 2 1/4 lengths. Uncle Walter third for sweep by Keeneland Sales graduates. Time of the race 1:43 flat. Mo Tom broke his maiden on debut at Ellis Park and captured the Street Scent Stakes at Churchill Downs before finishing third in the Grade 2 Kentucky Jockey Club Stakes in his 2-year-old finale. The colt was bred in Kentucky by Hargis and Sandra Sexton and Silver Fern Farm. Trained by Tom Amos, Mo Tom has earned $211,000 for GMB Racing, which also owns the Lecomte runner-up, Tom's Ready. The colt was consigned by Warrendale Sales to the 2014 Keeneland September yearling sale, where he was purchased by GMB Racing for $150,000. Grade 3 Lecomte Stakes winner Mo Tom, the Keeneland Sales Graduate of the Week. To Santa Anita for fillies and mares and the Grade 2 La Cañada Stakes. Terrace, the even money favorite, Michael Rona picks up the call.
So they come past the three-quarters pole and Illuminance in front narrowly. Yahilwa going up to Eyeballer at the 5/8 pole, and Stevens is content to let that pair stride along 2 lengths in front of him as he settles Terrace down kindly in the 3rd position. Bird at the Wire's running 4th, only a length behind Terrace, and now it's a gap of 4 lengths to Oscar Party, whose jockey looks inconvenienced in the saddle. As they pass the half-mile pole, Illuminant only a head in front of Yahilwa, and 2 lengths to Terrace with Bird at the Wire on the outside 4th, and forget about Oscar Party, it has not gone right for her. 3/8 left to go, and here's the move 3 wide from Terrace. She goes up sharply to engage Yahilwa and the early leader Illuminant, and Bird at the Wire's been following Terrace everywhere she goes. At the quarter pole in the La Cañada, Illuminant hard ridden on the inside, tries to stick with Yahilwa and Terrace, and now Bird at the Wire's lost ground on that trio. 3/16 left to go, and it's Terrace sweeping to the lead. Terrace has dashed away at the 8th pole with a 2.5 length advantage over Yahilwa, Illuminant, and Bird at the Wire wandering wide, only plodding home, and it's all Terrace in the La Cañada. She's getting the mile into 16th, no worries. Terrace by 4 lengths to Bird at the Wire, with Yahilwa 3rd just in front of Illuminant.
Terrace by Claiborne Farm Stallion Flatter rolls home by 5 1/4 lengths over Bird at the Wire. Yahilwa 3rd for a sweep by Keeneland Sales Graduates. Gary Stevens up in 1:44-1. 3rd in the Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Sprint, the Simon Callahan trainee stretching out after winning the Grade 3 Go for One handicap at a flat mile. The 5-year-old mare was bred in Kentucky by Claiborne Farm and Adele Dillsnyder and was a $90,000 Keeneland September yearling. Following her 9-length victory in the Grade 2 Raven Run Stakes at 3, she was purchased by Michael Tabor, Derek Smith, and John Magner for $2,350,000. Terrace has earned nearly $808,000. Access Thoroughbred Week online every Saturday on Thoroughbred Daily News at thetdn.com. Coming up, a stretch duel in the Sunshine Millions.
Mama Joyce to kick off the early pick 4 with an easy win.
It's First Heritage in front. First Heritage begins to edge away.
Stick Stately Dude gets there and pulls away in the end.
But here's Floridora on the outside, and it's the New York Invader, Floridora, to win it.
Since Florida's first Kentucky Derby winner, Needles, in 1956, Florida has produced 50 national champions,
the 11th Triple Crown winner,
13 classic winners, 155 millionaires, memorable performances, and 26 Breeders' Cup winners. Produce your next champion in Florida.
Here comes Capo Bastone with a bold late rally. Can Capo Bastone do it here? Yes, he did!
Capo Bastone with a tough customer and awfully fast on the inside. It's going to be Capo Bastone.
Capo Bastone, Grade 1 placed in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile at 2, and a Grade 1 winner at Saratoga at 3. New for 2015 at Adena Springs South.
Iconic, beloved, storied. For over 75 years, Keeneland's goal has been to preserve the finest traditions of the sport, where fans come to celebrate and owners compete at the highest level, where buyers bid on tomorrow's superstars, at the world's foremost marketplace, where innovation and wagering integrity keep us at the forefront of the thoroughbred industry. Keeneland, investing in racing's future since 1936.
The feature race of the week is presented by Keeneland, investing in racing's future since 1936. To Gulfstream Park for the Sunshine Millions Classic. Mexicoma, the 6-5 favorite. Here's the call by Larry Colmus.
They're off in the Sunshine Millions Classic. A good start for Mexicoma. Abounding Legacy runs with Bulls, Senor Quisqueano and Morgan's Harbor all showing early speed, and Mexicoma got caught in behind them there and had to steady in traffic going into the turn. Mr. Jordan now moving up on the outside of horses as Senor Quisqueano and Morgan's Harbor make the pace. And Mr. Jordan is up running in third now on the outside, then runs with Bulls and Mexicoma, followed by Abounding Legacy down at the rail. Catholic Cowboy and Saraguaro are next, and then comes Roland the Navajo, and last of them all is Your Dreams Are Mine. They went 23-2 for the first quarter mile. On to the backstretch. There goes Mr. Jordan now to the outside. Mr. Jordan makes a move for the lead as the field heads up the backstretch. Senor Quisqueano running in second. And then it's Runs with Bulls. Mexicoma's fourth on the outside. At the rail, it's Morgan's Harbor. Saraguaro is next. Abounding Legacy going up between those two. Then Roland the Navajo. Catholic Cowboys only 4.5 lengths off the lead. And last is Your Dreams Are Mine. 47 flat the half mile. And Mr. Jordan takes charge into the far turn, 2 lengths in front. Mexicoma is second. Saraguaro comes under a ride on the outside of Runs with Bulls. Something's gone wrong here with Senor Quisqueano, who's dropped out of contention. Mr. Jordan on top as the field rounds the far turn. And Mexicoma is 1.5 lengths behind. They've run 3/4 in 1:11 flat. They're coming to the top of the stretch. Mr. Jordan and Mexicoma will decide the Sunshine Millions Classic. They turn for home 1-2. Mr. Jordan still there coming to the 8th pole. Mexicoma's running at him though. Mr. Jordan and Mexicoma. Mexicoma takes the lead. Mexicoma to the front. Mr. Jordan battles him to the finish, but Mexicoma wins it.
Mexicoma takes the duel with Mr. Jordan by 1.5 lengths. John Velasquez up in 1:48 flat, a 1:06 buyer speed figure. Following a 5th place finish in the Harlan's Holiday Stakes in December, Mexicoma records his first stakes victory. Team Valor International purchased the winner privately from trainer Michael Dilger after he broke his maiden by 13 3/4 lengths at Delaware Park as a 2-year-old. Mexicoma has earned $290,000. 5-year-old horse by Birdstone was bred in Florida by Hickstead Farm. Florida-breds, race them or chase them. We'll see you next week here on Thoroughbred Week.
Thoroughbred Week is presented by the Florida Thoroughbred Breeders and Owners Association and the Florida Department of Agriculture. Online at tbredweek.com.